Hello, good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing great, and I really mean it. Thank you so much for taking the time to look at my video, and I believe this is gonna be helpful for you who is looking to be an aspirant with regards to a security analyst, security architect, anything with regards to security operations that you already may have dealt with, or maybe you're looking to jump into this security world. It's just gonna help you, and I really look forward to having this video designated to all the security people in the world. And I hope you enjoy this video with some meaningful content, and I'd like to have everyone look at this as someone who is very new to the security world, or it could just be someone who like to just deep dive into the aspect of architecting by leveraging open source tools, if or where possible, within their security stack. And thank you so much again for taking time to having this video reviewed on YouTube. Please feel free to share, like, and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you so much. That being said, let's just quickly jump into the video. Today's topic is all about how best we can leverage the open source security tools out there, and everyone is building one. There are a lot of repositories out there. There are a lot of content that's readily available for you to consume in the security world. And that being said, I'd like to touch base on four specific open source tools today. One is Wazuh. I believe I already made a video. Please feel free to look at my previous videos as well, in case who's looking to better understand what Wazuh does and how that's going to help the security world. The second thing that I'd like to talk about today is the IRIS. Essentially, it's basically the incident management platform that's readily available, which is open sourced. And the other one is basically the MISP threat sharing. Essentially, anything with regards to the security world and the threat intelligence that's readily available is going to be shared via MISP threat sharing platform. The fourth one that I would like to talk about is the Shuffle. It's basically a security orchestration, automation, and remediation platform that's open sourced and ready available as well for a few of the applications. And of course, I'm not going to deep dive into every single detail with regards to installation, but I would like to bring the highlight and essence of why do we need to use the open source platforms that are readily available out there. That's the gist of this video. And that being said, you know I wanted to keep this very minimal, but I like to really understand the why behind it versus how to accomplish this, because of the fact that being the security professional, being just anyone, be it the IT team person, someone is looking forward to jump into security, or be it anyone who is looking at this video, right? It's all about the why. That's all we really need to understand. We can just leverage any tool that's out there. For example, there is open source tool called Tines, where you can just leverage it if you like to, instead of the Shuffle. But of course, each has its own definitions on how that's gonna really be open sourced, right? Because some tools may only allow you to connect to specific security tools versus the other, right? The goal is to ensure that we are open and we are connecting to as many security tools as possible and having all the data ingested you know into the XDR realm, um, and everything is going to be you know intermixed when coming to and how to fetch in the data and how to pull in the data, or how to push the data for that matter, right? So that being said, today I'd like to touch base on the tguard. Essentially, you can just go to the reference architecture slide as well if you'd like to. It's go to docs.tguard tguard.org. Essentially, that's just gonna give you the gist of what I'm really talking today. That being said, the tguard is an open source unified security solution that's designed to enhance organizational cybersecurity, and by deploying different processes with regards to monitoring network activities across various devices, be it your Windows, Linux OS, or Mac OS, or any other operating systems for that matter. That allows us to be able to analyze and enrich security events using various tools for further analysis as well, and integrating with threat intelligence like MISP. And also we can always leverage the SOAP platform if need be to automate the incident response workflows, and that allows us to basically create the streamlined and efficient ecosystem against cyber threats, right? The architecture is very straightforward. You can just view the architecture right here. As you can see here, all of the logs from Windows, Mac OS, and Linux OS are sent to Wazuh. That basically is gonna normalize all of the logs that are being collected. And of course, you can always visit my previous video to deep dive into Wazuh as well. And then from there, any alerts generated from Wazuh are gonna be sent to the IRIS, so that the security team is gonna effectively triage any cases that are generated from as part of the Wazuh platform. And of course, it's gonna be we can always integrate MISP into IRIS as well, so that we can get the threat intelligence around any indicators of compromise that we can see from the alerts generated from Wazuh as well. And there are multiple ways where we can integrate with the SOAP platform as well, so that we can have proper workflows, automated steps to ensure that there is proper communication between all of these tools, right? And maybe if you like to have a Slack notification sent out to you, or maybe if you like to have an email sent out to you, or maybe you like to have this information analyzed with OpenAI, ChatGPT, however if we want that to be, as long as we have that context, as long as we have the relevant data, we can always integrate with the security tools that are available out there. And that's one of the use cases, the reason why you're seeing this diagram, where you can have this the bi-directional communication that's happening. The other way that we can look at is hey, I'd like to have an XDR SM solution, which is basically the Wazuh, right? And now I have all of my alerts generated, but I like to have all of them properly and efficiently managed, and we can just leverage the IRIS or the shuffle to to accomplish that for the matter, right? And that being said, once I have all of my alerts coming into IRIS, now I really know, okay, I do have X number of alerts that I need to triage. Now I can just be basically go in and look at the context that IRIS pulled over for each type of alert that was generated, and yeah, from there we can just be able to look into every single alert that was generated, and then triage and then properly mark these incidents to be a true positive or a false positive, or is expected, or whatever for the matter, right? And of course we can always just leverage the workflows that we can build in Shuffle as well, so that the information is proper and probably bi-directional if need be. And the first use case we can essentially have, like, let's say for example I just want to have a Wazuh to a ticket, or Wazuh to, let's say, a virus total integration to have the information enriched, or a SOAR, in this case the Shuffle to the virus total, or maybe I just wanted to have, once I figure out that hey, that's a high fidelity true positive incident, I like to have a Slack notification sent out. We can always have the workflows built in within the Shuffle as well. And quick thing, right? So what I really did was essentially just deployed an agent to a Linux OS that's basically collecting all of my logs, anything with regards to authentication, kernel based, or few other different log sources with regards to file integrity monitoring as well. And of course Wazuh is doing a lot more than just collecting these logs as well. As we all know, it's mapped to the frameworks like PCI DSS, or NIST, or CIS, and we can all be able to see the configuration templates related to the specific operating system and how that should be versus how it's configured within the device itself. We can always see all that stuff within Wazuh, but I'm not going to deep dive into every single thing, but I'll just show you a quick thing here, right? So I'm just going to click on this agent that I deployed the Wazuh agent on, and as you can really see how it's mapped to the MITRE framework and how it's compliant to the different standards and frameworks, as you can see here. And you can always see the latest scans performed by the Wazuh agent against the CIS and all that good stuff, which we can always deep dive in looking at my previous video as well a little bit, but the point here is really understanding the security events that needs to be triaged, right? Hey, I had seen 24 authentication failures. What I really need to do is ensuring that I protect my asset, be it a server, be it a workstation, whatever that might be. We want to ensure that it is properly protected. The way that we do it is by maybe blocking the specific IP addresses that's malicious, or maybe by limiting the firewall on my Linux OS, so that only attempts can be made from a specific IP address for that matter. Or maybe I could just allow only key-based authentication versus password-based authentication, right? So we can always have your machine secured in multiple ways, but the goal is to ensure that we have the risk minimized as much as possible, right? So as you can see here, there are 24 different authentication failures, SSHDs, invalid login, authentication failed, and of course everything is being mapped to other groups and stuff. And you can always see here, right? So someone is just trying to log in with a non-existent user, and someone is just trying to brute force, trying to get access to the system, right? So all of these alerts are great, but I need to be able to effectively triage them. How do I do that? Integrate with IRIS, right? IRIS, right? So this way I can have all of my alerts fetched into this platform and then be able to effectively triage them, right? So as you can see here, one of the thing, right, timeout while logging in is one of the alert keys that was fetched into this platform. Now I can just expand here, I can click in here and then see all of the information. When did this case created or alert created in this iris tool, what's the source event time, and what's a reference, what's a source link, and you can see all of the information within iris. It's essentially a incident response, incident management tool that you can just leverage, and you can always merge the ticket if you like to with a new case, or maybe if you like to just close this with a note, or maybe you like to set the status in progress and then maybe close this, and then this way exactly know what was triaged, and how this is going to be a true positive or a false positive, for that matter, right? So you can always go into each and every single case and then properly triage them as appropriate as possible. Now this is one way to do it. Now the other way to do it is basically building workflows within the SOAR platform, right? And of course Shuffle has a lot of documentation, a lot of applications that we can connect to, have the information sourced. One of it is basically iris. We can do it either way, right? We can integrate to iris and fetch the incidents, or it could just be a Wazuh directly integrating and having the information fetched. Whichever way doesn't matter, but the goal is to ensure that we if you like to automate a little bit and have the information pre-fetched and pre-populated, then we'll like to leverage the Shuffle, which is the SOAR tool, to have the information fetched over and build the workflows as as you like. I would put it that way, right? And as you can see here, these are just the basic workflows that I had built out, but it's just for you to be able to see and consume what that platform would look like. But other than that, I haven't built any extensive workflows within Shuffle. But like as an example, I'd like to get a Wazuh alert and then start the node and then handle individual tickets, right? So this way I know exactly what's going to happen when I look into this workflow, or when I execute this workflow. That's one way to put it. And I think that's all I'd like to review. And if you like to install this tguard, you can just have a Ubuntu 22.04 virtual machine and have all of this deployed by running a couple of GitHub commands. I'm gonna paste those GitHub commands right into the YouTube video notes so that you have it with some detailed explanations on what that would look like. But I think the goal is to ensure that we do have all of the steps that are required to get these tools up and running. And as you can see here, there are pretty clean installation steps with every single line that needs to be executed. First we'll have to clone the GitHub, and then we'll have to go to this directory, change the setup shell script to where it can execute, and then we can just run the setup, and that should be able to get the process started for you to be able to have all of these prerequisites and all of the software that is needed to ensure your open source security tools are up and running. That's how we do it, and as you can see, there are some clean steps here, and how to log into every single security tool, as you can see here. And we can just do anything if you like to. Maybe hey, I like to have a new integration build out. You can always do that with Shuffle. Try to go into some API documentation and have those new endpoints, API endpoints built out. Or maybe if you like to just be able to leverage what's currently available out there, and you can absolutely do that as well. by just going to the UIs like I had shown you, the Wazuh UI and Iris UI, Shuffle UI for the matter, right? And of course there are some prereqs, as you can see here. Like I said, Ubuntu 22.04, and they basically said we do not recommend using machines that have other services running. So just try to keep it very clean. Just spin up a new Ubuntu 22.04 in AWS or Azure or any other cloud provider, or maybe it's just on your laptop if you like to just test this out for the matter, right? And have some basic requirements provided. Maybe if you do not have those size specs, in this case 4 CPU and 8 GB RAM, then you can just go to any cloud provider and have an instance spun up, and so that you can just deploy all of these security tools with one single script right from the platform, or right from the machine, so that you can just leverage out of the box. That being said, I'd like to conclude this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I hope this is going to be helpful for you in having this at the architectural level, but more importantly just to play around, all from one single script that you can run and deploy and have those set up. And in case if you have any questions, please feel free to comment on the YouTube video, so that I can just look at them and then have a quick response as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video again, and I hope you're gonna do great, be whatever you want to be, and I hope this is gonna help. Thank you so much again. Take care. Bye.